What's up guys, it's Mr. Guys, and I'm making this video here for you today to help out, the new Skyforge people on PS4 or, PC. It doesn't matter if you're just starting out Skyforge. I actually am kind of new myself, but kind of know what I'm talking about a little bit because I've been playing for about, 2 weeks, but that's not the point. I know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, I'm just going to help y'all out. And, today we're going to talk about prestige, exactly what prestige is, and then we're going to talk about might, what that is, because some people get the two mixed up and they think that prestige and might are like the same thing, or they increase damage or whatever. I'm just going to start out with prestige. So what is prestige? Prestige is the main indicator of character development or rank in the game. It is affected by new unlocked classes, weapons, abilities, talents, equipment upgrades, as well as many other things. After you reach a certain amount of prestige, new adventures and content are regularly unlocked. So basically what this is saying is prestige is like your level almost, but it doesn't say anything about damage, as you can see, because prestige doesn't affect your damage. It affects how hard the ads will be like when you fight them. As your prestige grows, the enemy difficulty increases, region difficulty increases, and the size of the rewards. So if you want to increase your prestige, basically to do better content, like not better content, but the same content for higher rewards, and it's going to be harder. So if you skyrocket your prestige or something like that, then everything's going to be harder and you're not going to be doing enough damage to actually kill the ads. So it's not a good idea to get your prestige up too high. You might want to focus on your might, but that's for a later topic. A couple of ways that you can increase your prestige is by getting gear. And you get gear from missions, you can get gear from PvP, you get gear from a lot of different things. Most of your equipment stats will come from rings, weapons, and other upgrades that increase various aspects of your character's basic and advanced stats. Weapons and rings are obtained exclusively through adventures, while upgrades become available to players in one of the first locations. The information which stats it increases is displayed on each piece of equipment. So I'm going to show you basically, most people do. So like, as you can see, if I put on this piece of gear right here, it'll lower my prestige to 29,500. But if I put it back on, it's 29,800. Or if I put this on, it'll lower it to 29,700. Put this on, it raises it back up. Or if I put this on, which I got from a PvP match, I'm pretty sure, and it raises it to 30,000. So as you can see, you get a lot of prestige from your gear and stuff. And some of this gear, it says required might, right? So you have to have a required might of 9,000. You can check your might by going to equipment, and then you can click on stats. And you can see that it adds up. You get 11,300 might, right? On the side, on the right side. That's where you see like all of your damage. So, and you can see your critical stuff and your bonus damage and battle defense and range defense and blah blah blah. Provinces, and this is how you progress through the storyline basically. So I did all my provinces, and this is how you get the bosses to drop gear. And then I think this is the last province right here, and you fight Thanatos, blah blah blah, you get some gear. Or you can go to, you could press whatever button you have, press start, whatever, and then you could go to what am I talking about? Aeolon, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. You can go to world and you can do all these missions. You can go to battles. This is for PvP. This is how you drop PvP gear, because if you progress your PvP and then you get to the PvP rank and all that, it drops really high gear and it helps your gear out a lot. Because I got my gear up from PvP a lot because I did PvP. So you could do group missions, you could do regions, and all these missions drop gear, and depending on what your prestige is, the higher your rewards will be. So that's basically how you get it from there. And you can also get higher prestige from doing your capital, which is the Tower of Knowledge and the Cathedral. So I'll show you that in a second. If you go to capital, go to the Tower of Knowledge, you click on it, and you can do your research right here. You click on research. As you can see, it requires, I think it's knowledge from enemies or something like that. So you're going to want to kill enemies and pick up the stuff that falls from them. And you do missions and you do your dailies. And you think you get your dailies at like 5,000 prestige. I'm not sure if I'm right or not, but the higher prestige you get, you basically get dailies. And you want to start doing your dailies because you get like research stuff and do other stuff and get research. So you click on extensive research, whatever you have. It's probably going to say research for you if you're brand new to the game. And then once you get to like 1,000 might, I think it is, or 1,000 followers, you can get extensive research. So you just keep on clicking extensive research or research, and as you can see, it keeps increasing my rank. And it says my current rank is 10, and the next rank I'm at like 66%. So I'm like 2/3 of the way to getting to my next rank, and that should boost up my prestige by a good amount. And as you can see, the extensive research gives you buffs for the day, so you can use this in different instances and different missions, but it's only a one-time use for one adventure. So you can replenish all of the research that you did for 9 stimulants, but I don't know why anybody would do that when you can just wait for it tomorrow, because stimulants basically help you complete missions faster. And you can go to the cathedral, and as you can see, it gives you some credits, 46k every time. I think it's like the first time you click on it, like the first time per day, you get some credits and something else, and you can use these rituals for here. But I don't think it's worth it, because you see how it costs 40,000 for my rituals, and I don't think that 40,000 is a good deal for it, because I'm trying to get new classes. Because obviously when you first start the game, if you're not going to pay real money, then you're not going to have enough credits to get your next class. So I'll make another video on that, on how to get credits quick, because it's really not that hard. It might take you a week or something to get your new class, but I would use enough to get to 1,000 followers. Oh, I think this might be the one that's 1,000 followers. Yeah, this might be the one that's 1,000. I'm not sure about the Tower of Knowledge, but 1,000 right here, and then I would stop. I mean, I did it a couple times, but I really don't think it's worth it. But it also raises your prestige, so just get it to 1,000 and you can stop, because it's really not worth it. And that's about it for getting your prestige up. But oh yeah, you can get it up by Bastions. I almost forgot about that. Bastions also increases it by a lot, so I'll show you that real quick. Bastions is kind of complicated, so I'll show you how to do that later. That's another video. See, all these video ideas I'm thinking of right when I'm making this one. So basically, you can go to Aeolon, and no, not Aeolon, you go to provinces. So in each province you have a bastion. I'm not gonna go too far into detail. So basically, I don't know why it's not working. Go to provinces, right? Each province has a bastion at the end of it. So you click on that bastion, and then you can receive quests. You can get 2 requests for helps. So okay, long story short, basically you get a request for help, you do the mission, and then you get prestige for it. Every mission you complete. So you'll get like a set of couple missions, and then you complete the missions, you get prestige. You get maybe 1,000 or something. I mean, they might give you 4 missions, but all I know is you get prestige from it, because I did all my not all my bastions, but I did a lot of bastions. As you can see, I did a couple of them. I didn't do a lot of them, but they increase your prestige by a good amount. And they also help you do a lot of damage in combat. So some help your companion, some give you some dashes, and basically all that. So that's about it for prestige. Just try not to skyrocket your prestige too much, because the enemies will get really difficult. So now on to might. Might increases prestige the most, followed by spirit. Unfortunately, might gives minimal benefits, increases prestige, and by extension difficulty. Too fast for some people. If you seek to reduce the amount of prestige you get and minimize difficulty, use items with blue or purple rarity and avoid using anything that gives too much. So this is basically saying what I said earlier, basically, you know, but might increases your prestige a lot. And what is might exactly? And I will let you know in a second. Might is basically the damage you do. Might is the base damage you do, right? So, what was I about to say? Might is the base damage you do, the most, like the minimum base damage you can do. The total damage equation goes like this. Total damage equals base damage plus bonus damage plus critical damage and impulse damage. So base damage is might, and might counts as an attribute. Now, attributes, commonly referred to as statistics or stats, is a set of numbers that are used to decide the strengths and weaknesses of your role. So attributes give you different things like critical chance and, you know, base damage and resistance and all that other stuff. So for a couple examples, I'm gonna show you a few things. As you can see, might increases your base damage, stamina increases your maximum health, strength increases your maximum base damage, valor increases your bonus damage, luck increases critical damage, spirit is for impulse damage, proficiency allows you to use more powerful items, critical chance increases your critical hit chance, and Discharge recovery increases your impulse charges and frequency, blah blah blah. Accuracy brings the minimum base damage closer to the maximum and increases your strength influence on the base damage. So basically it helps your might and your strength so that they're not too crazy. And then your temper increases your bonus damage, and it works good with valor. So basically regardless of what their health is. And then you have some PvP ones like melee defense, which reduces your melee damage from other immortals. Then you got rage defense, which is like ranged, defense from other people. And then you have defense penetration that ignores people's defense, which is also for PvP. You have a couple defenses like cold resistance for like enemy bosses and invasions. Got some more resistance, and you got some random shit like that. So that's about it. Might increase your damage, and a few ways to increase your might to do your Tower of Knowledge, if I'm correct. So capital, and then you click Tower of Knowledge, and you get 4,500 might from that. Cathedral, you get 2,200 might from that. So that's like increasing your damage basically. You might want to start doing these because they increase your damage, and it helps you to kill the mobs easier because you want your minimum base damage to hit harder, and you don't want to fall back in that. And that's basically it. And that's what that is. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.